Hi, my name is Michael Gerton, and as an education attorney, I'm often asked questions regarding school discipline. Any student or their family who's facing suspension knows that it can be a very intimidating and frightening experience, particularly if you've never been through it before. One of the most important things that a family can do is really understand the school district's judicial process, particularly as it plays out within the framework of state law. That could be imperative to arriving at a desired outcome. In Maryland, the lengths and requirements of school suspensions are regulated by the Code of Maryland Regulations, or COMAR. Suspensions are categorized by length. So a suspension of 1 to 3 days is what's known as a short-term suspension. 4 to 10 days is a long-term suspension. And anything that 11 days or greater, all the way up to 44 days, is known as an extended suspension. In Maryland, schools and school principals actually have fairly great latitude and discretion when handing out short and long-term suspensions, so suspensions of 10 days or less. However, suspension of more than 10 days, the extended suspension, can only be handed down in certain very specific and well-defined circumstances. Under COMAR, an extended suspension can only be handed down if one of the following two criteria are met. Number one, if the student's return to school poses an imminent threat of serious harm, or number two, if the student is engaged in a chronic and extreme disruption of the educational process that has created a substantial barrier to learning for others. If one of those criteria has not been demonstrated by the school district, an extended suspension may be improper. If as a parent or a student you feel that you've been handed an improper extended suspension, you do have the ability to contest that, either at the hearing officer stage or on appeal. If you have questions or concerns regarding your school's disciplinary process, you should contact an experienced education attorney to discuss your rights and options under the law.